for Logan's point of view, here's what's happened so far. You guys were dispatched by the Amlaran head office. You're fairly new to the NIB. It's like you haven't graduated the academy all that long ago. And you've been sent out by your bosses and everything like that to take a complaint about a missing persons case. Because you work for the NIB and not the local police, your jurisdiction deals mainly with anything that affects the country as a whole, like terrorism and such. Anything that affects the anything, any of the noble families, aristocrats, etc., whether they are perpetrating a crime or having crimes perpetrated on them. And pretty much stuff like that. And this particular dispatch was a missing persons case involving a noble family. The missing persons case, it was given to you and not to someone higher up because the child in question has been known to wander off before. And his mother tends to get very panicky about it because she can't go out and look for him, especially when her husband is very sick. That particular noble family, called the Nightstorms, is, what do you say, they pretty much just have a title and nothing else. Over the years, over the last couple centuries, they've had to sell off their lands for various reasons, and they're pretty much down to just the main house, and only like one wing of it is still active. Everything else they've sold off. A lot of tchotchkes and everything like that. They pretty much just have a title, and because of that, they have some political influence, but they don't have everything that they could have. So you found out that her son's gone, that the son of the family the only child of the family, has gone missing once again. The husband/father is currently very, very sick. And the mother, the sick guy's wife, Lady Andrea Nightstorm, can't go looking for him, but thinks he might have gotten on the train and gone over to Pine Valley, because he'd been talking about that sounded interesting. There's this cool museum, etc., etc. So she suspects he might be there, but it's been 3 days and he hasn't come back. The current date on your calendar would be the 25th of Divine. Now, instead of having month divisions on this world called Alaris, there is basically 4 seasons that are divided, and Divine is summer. So the 25th of Divine means it's kind of, somewhat early summer still. Sorry, 28th of Divine. Blah. He's been missing since the 25th of Divine. So it's been 3 days. He's been missing since then. And you guys have been sent to, find him, bring him back home. That's pretty much it. Cave is kind of your direct superior. Well, he's more of the guy in charge of training you, Logan. He's been there for a bit longer than you have. His name is Seven, and he's a gnome who appears to be an Asimar as well.
I'm a gnome with a shiny.
Yeah, basically he's got the features of an Asimar, the sort of telltale signs of an Asimar, except that he's a gnome.
Okay, cool.
So the two, yeah. So yeah, the two of you have been working together for a couple of weeks now. And that's pretty much the extent of it. So he has a bike, and on the bike, the town that you're currently in, which is called Stormfall, is only about maybe 2-3 hours away by bike. For you, it's the afternoon, and you guys.
Seven driving an hour and a half.
yeah, he drives like a maniac. And I imagine that you'd be clinging. Are you clinging? The type of person that clings for dear life, or goes woohoo, go faster, sort of dwarf, or are you the?
Don't tell him to go faster.
Oh no!
I will go faster.
Okay, so the dwarf's encouragement is the reason why you're kind of caught up in here. And as you approach the turnoff, the single road that leads down to Pine Valley, you notice that it has gotten significantly darker. Now, it was already getting towards evening, but it's like there's a fog bank that's rolled in, and you're pretty much just navigating the road by the skin of your teeth, if you want to say, or just you could barely see the road in front of you. At this point, I would like to talk to Logan down in personal chat to something we need to go over real quick.
All right.
Alright, so as you told me about what your patron does, as you guys enter into the mist, or fog, or whatever it is, Seven suddenly turns towards you, and you know that it's once again your patron talking to you, and says, "You're entering into a very disturbing domain here."
Oh, am I? What's in this domain?
The forces of the Court of Chaos are all over this place. Be on your toes. They are not friends of mine under any circumstances.
Okay, is there any special instructions you need me to do?
Do not let their champion get close to you, or even I cannot retrieve your soul from where she would send it.
Okay, is there any other instructions?
That'll be it for now. I will contact you later. Just be on the lookout.
I will, thank you.
Alright, so it's all dark. You're going up. You're going down this road, and you don't even see, lights anywhere. You don't even see, side lights. You don't see any other vehicle lights. And given that this town is, caters more towards a nocturnal persuasion, although, there's plenty of towns. Like some of them are more on a human clock. Others are, nocturnal or things. This town is. You've been informed before you left. Basically, probably looking up on your phone, you probably found this out. That this town is on more of a nocturnal time schedule, so that school doesn't even start till pretty much it's getting dark out.
Yeah.
So the fact that you don't see any other traffic on here and it's just barely barely nighttime is rather disturbing.
Huh. That's weird.
What would you like to do?
Go driving.
Okay, Seven, what's the plan?
Find the nearest building, I would assume.
Well, yeah, it's getting a bit dark. Isn't it?
Find the nearest building and quiet. Quiet's boring.
Yeah, quite is a bit boring. Should we just drive straight in?
We'll find the nearest tavern, whatever.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Yes.
All right. So as you guys are driving through, you hear this sound kind of in the distance. In fact, it's the only sound you've heard other than the motorcycle engine. It almost sounds like a howl, like you would hear on a dog or a wolf, except it's somewhat garbled. It's like as if there's something strangling it as it's howling.
Huh.
That is Hager's. Jeez. I like that one.
Well then, let's go towards the person strangling the dog.
Shouldn't we leave that for animal welfare?
I just don't appreciate people strangling animals, so instead of strangling an animal, I'm gonna shove my sword in its nose.
Seven and Helgrid, please roll a perception check for me. All right, Seven. Directly in front of you, with reaction time, with some sort of reaction time, although probably not as much as you would like. You see something that looks like a small cat suddenly skitter out in front of you, directly in front of the path of your bike.
I'm going to tell Helgran to hold on to her beard and pull this handbrake that I got on a gnome and slam on the brake.
All right. So with the handbrake, both of you roll dexterity checks, or if you wish, you can roll acrobatics.
Awesome.
All right. As the bike skids to a stop, both of you tumble off.
Whee!
Ah!
And skid on the ground, taking 2 points of damage.
That was awesome. Do it again.
Meanwhile, the creature that you might have taken for a cat because of its size comes into focus in the lights of your bike. It is a creature that looks like it has the body and head of a rat, except it's got its arms and legs seem to be replaced with that of spider legs sticking straight out of them.
That thing looks badass.
It hisses. It hisses and rushes towards you as you lay there on the ground.
I don't think that's a cat.
I don't think so either, but it looks dope. Take it as a pet.
Oh, there's a pet. Just shoot it. It looks evil.
Well, duh. I could tell you that. This man I don't want it as a pet.
Spider rat. Spider rat. Whatever a spider rat
Red
does.
spider rat can. Oh,
So-
spider rat.
So with guns, it is possible to fire from a prone position, or you can stand up and use a melee weapon if you like.
Okay. I'll just use my gun.
Boom. That takes care of the problem right away. The gun fires, and basically you aim the shot so perfectly it goes right down the center of its face and out the other side, through the long ways. So that you basically hollowed out the spider, the spider rat. It almost explodes from the inside out. Bits of leg are everywhere, flesh. Oh, it's hideous.
Just out of curiosity, would I have known that thing was evil since I'm a paladin? Before we got off the bike?
No, actually, it's not considered evil. It's unaligned.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's what I figured I'd ask.
Now, when it comes to evil, do you immediately sense any, evil things without having to roll anything as a paladin, or, what's the deal with that?
It's an ability. They need to use
Presence
it.
of strong evil registers on your senses like an odor and powerful good.
Alright.
Yeah, it's an action.
Okay.
I've never played the paladin before, not entirely sure. But it allows me to until the end of my next turn, know the location of a celestial, fiend, or undead with a feet of you that's not behind. I know the type of any being whose presence sense fanatic identity. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of a place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallows. I can use it a number of times equal to 1 plus my charisma. So,
What's the ability again?
it's Divine Sense.
Divine Sense, thank you.
Yep.
Alright, so you're taking care of the spider rat. Your bike is kind of stopped in its place on the handbrake. You guys are probably getting up and dusting yourself off or something to that effect, I'd imagine.
Awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
And you... Oh, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
So,
Did you see that shot? Did you see that shot? Did you see that shot? Did you see that? Do it first time. See it.
that was a good shot. How are you looking on health, by the way?
I'm just lost 2, so I'm okay at the minute. Yeah.
Alright, I'll give her 2 hit points. I'll lay on hands.
I do like the fact that we've got a paladin and a warlock just hanging out together.
Hey, as long as she's not chaotic evil, we're good.
Yeah, she's not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't know about the future,
I'm
but then again,
I'm a paladin.
Seven can go completely evil at some point too. So,
I'm a paladin Asimar that works for vampire. So
well, that's because you've grown up in this country, and the vampires have run the gambit of good and evil. The undead ones are pretty much all evil.
yeah, my only problem is like I said, chaotic. That's because I'm sure the vampires don't take kindly to chaotic.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so looking around you, there's still a lot of fog kind of obscuring your vision. You can see that the road stretches to the north and south from here. Uh, the body of the rat spider is just kind of laying there. It doesn't smell too good.
Damn it, I wanted this.
Do you want to check it out? Look at it? Examine it? Eat
Is there
it?
anything left to examine? I don't think.
Yeah,
eating would be a good
the main body is still there. There's just a hole directly through it from mouth to tail.
Well, it looks like is the unholy abomination, and what looks like what would happen if a rat fucked a spider. That's what I'm getting from. And let me tell you, that sounds painful, both for the rat and the spider. First off, how does it work? That's my only question. We're gonna have to bring this up with some people at the office, the nerds. They should know what's going on.
Well, surely the rat would be on top.
Oh, maybe. Then again, how big is the spider we're talking?
That seems like a big spider.
Like a tarantula or something. Huge.
Dinner plate sized, hand sized.
But for now, let's go find us a tavern.
Yes, let's
Back on the bike.
get on a bike. So we have a gnome and a dwarf riding a bike.
Yep.
Oh, that's
And the gnome is the one driving. But anyway,
He just freaking cranks it, takes off, does a wheelie.
you notice that your bike is starting to idle, get a little rough here and there. It's like, it's making this weird grindy noise as you get closer into town. The fog starts to dissipate a bit, and you can sort of make out first the sign, "Welcome to Pine Valley," and then ahead of you on the towards the west is the motel. It is very dark. Looks like there's some sort of power failure going on here.
It looks nice to me. I guess I'll take, since it's getting pretty dark. I'll put my goggles in my head so I can actually see properly.
You can kind of make out on the east side of the road a gas station just as your bike gives an evil cough and comes to a rest directly between the motel and the gas station.
You motherfucker! I just tuned you up before we left. Don't you do this to me! Don't die on me! Bastard. Alright, fuck it. Well, let's push this motherfucker to the gas station.
Alright.
What push? That wasn't in any of the manuals of pushing bikes.
Oh, well. A lot of shit you're gonna learn from me is not in any manual.
Yeah. I'll help you push.
Just get behind it and push it out here.
I'm pushing yours too. Yes, boss.
Yes, that's right. He is in charge. Where'd the... Oh. Alright, so as you get up in front of the station, in front of the really nice gas station. Well, it's not all that nice. It's a kind of a small, cramped-looking space with glass windows in front, pretty much giving you a good view into the place. It looks fairly empty. There are two sets of pumps, both unmanned, and there's no lights on anywhere. There is what looks like a small car standing in front of the dumpsters, but that's about it. in terms of what you see around you outside the gas station.
I walk in and look around to see if I can purchase a map.
As soon as you enter into the gas station, the odor of blood just kind of hits your nostrils.
He's like,
You can definitely smell there's something dead here.
God, what's
Well-
that stink?
that would be the smell of blood. And I draw my sword and my shield. Alright. Your eyes. Not literally. I knew a guy looked at that one. It was really gross. He was really drunk. I'm going to stay on alert and look for map.
Alright.
I'm going to provide cover.
That's always a good thing to do.
I'll just look around, we'll pull my gun out, and just looking around to keep cover.
Okay.
7.
So, as you come around the one side, you as you look around, it's trying to remember what it looks like when it's all dark. Yeah, as you look around, your night vision kind of picks up on the contrast of what's probably a pool of blood emanating from the cashier stand, which is kind of blocking your view of the rest of the back part of the gas station, because it's a little convenience store.
Story of my life, let me tell you.
So then check
is
it
there
out.
any way behind the counter?
Yeah, as you get up around the counter, you see the body of what looks like a young man face down, a human, with blood kind of like spreading out around him. It's kind of tacky at this point, so it's not like it's fresh.
Oh, that's what I thought you meant, like he's not wearing very stylish.
No, tacky as in, adhering, sticky.
Yeah.
Did you look like
I was
he's been
about to
here a
say,
while?
I was gonna say, man, this guy could have died at least a little bit more stylish manner.
I don't think they have a
I'm
choice
gonna-
in how to die.
Hey, some people do. If
That's
I had a
correct.
choice, I'd want to go down fighting. That'd be fun. I'm gonna examine the body. See if I can.
All right, roll an investigation check. All right. Yeah, as you turn the body over, a small set of keys kind of like falls out from a pocket, and you immediately see that this guy's chest and belly have been torn open.
Oh,
Looks like his intestines have been removed. There's like scraps of them left. Possibly the heart is gone too. Unless you want to do a medical check, you probably can't tell that bit.
I
But
like a health grade
something
first.
basically came in and ripped him open, probably with either claws or knives. Hard to tell.
Looks like a xenomorph just pulling out his chest.
It's
Well-
like, like some kind of alien thing. It's just attacked
Yeah.
him.
You also notice a few. Also, with that investigation check, you notice that there's a few stray cat hairs adhering to his clothing.
Dude must have been lonely. He had cats.
Was it a cat? Because we
Yeah.
thought the last thing was a cat, and it wasn't.
Well, I'm gonna take.
Didn't we?
You take the set of keys.
Around. Yeah.
We'll check the keys, yeah.
Alright. Attached to the set of keys is a one of those tiny little, Animal Home Alone symbols, like saying, "Please shake on my cat," sort of stuff. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those before, but I see them advertised, on Facebook all the time.
That's because Facebook's reading your feed and like, oh, this lady has cats. Sure, that.
Yeah.
Just pictures
yeah.
of cats.
I just have one cat.
I'm just gonna say this: if this guy's dead, the cat probably got eaten by one of those spiders.
Maybe the cat
Keep that in
killed him. Because
It
he
must have been
wasn't
a
being
really
treated.
big fucking cat.
Cats are always big to a mouse.
That's true. But if this guy's the mouse, then that means the cat had been like a tiger. If he had a tiger, that's from what I hear, it's pretty elite.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
so
you know, that's not gonna stop some noble families having a pet tiger if they get eaten. So
A pet tiger imported from the west and possibly from the north over in Meeg. You know, the continent across the sea from you guys.
I'm going to do. I'm gonna say something to the celestial, like bless you on your path. Say after, whatever. Say some, holy shit, this guy while he's already. And then keep looking around, see if I can find a map of this area.
All right, roll another investigation check. It looks like whatever maps that they may have had are either gone or purely what's the term for it? You know, when you scan something these days, it just goes to your phone.
Yeah,
yeah.
QR code.
Yeah, there's a little. That's what it's called. There's a little QR code kind of on the countertop. That's pretty much all you see.
Can I scan it with my phone?
As soon as you take out your phone to attempt that, you notice that there, for one thing, there's a no signal statement coming up at the top, and then for some reason it is blinking 12, where the time should be.
That's a feature. See, I knew those motherfuckers were cheating me, and now I can't get signal in this fucking town. That's it. I'm switching carriers. Fuck this.
I pull out my phone and I check. It says it's same. It's like,
Yeah, it says the exact same thing. It says no signal, flashing 12 for some reason.
Does the QR scanner still work though? Can I still get the map?
Nope, it's internet. It needs the internet to work.
Damn it! Mobile. Damn them. Hi.
oh, should we pop over to the motel? Or
Yeah, that might
Move
be
forward.
wise.
might be somebody there.
I'll be extremely careful. You could be more of those rat spider things or worse. Yeah,
Or a big tiger or cat.
I can handle a tiger.
Yeah, so we'll go to the motel. If that's okay, boss.
Motel, Holiday Inn. Onward. Hopefully nobody steals my bike.
All right, so you guys arrive at the darkened motel, and again, there's no lights here either. Trying to remember something. Okay, well, yeah. There's even if there was something, there's like no sign of life now here in the parking lot. And the doors to the motel office are closed.
That's a problem. I don't like.
Well, 7, do you pick the keys up? Would they fit in this door by any chance? At the office?
Try. I'm gonna try to.
They don't work in the door, however, the door turns out not to be locked.
Awesome.
And as you swing it open somewhat, again, you're confronted with the odor of blood.
There's another dead person in here.
We was only looking for a child. It's getting a bit, a bit out of my league. I've only retreated.
I'm gonna walk in, see if I can for a map.
As you get over to the to the counter here, you can see a dead body laying face down on the ground behind it. You do, however, find an old rack with a map in it.
Yay! Fucking sweet. Hey, lady, can I have that map? Oh, right, you're dead. Hang on. I do my thing as a paladin. You're underway.
This map is a little bit out of date. The train station is right north of the prison, and there's the dump is in between the supermarket and the office complex. But that's the map that you find.
Watering hole.
Can I check the body?
Roll an investigation check.
God, that was rubbish, wasn't it?
Now, you can't tell much about this corpse. Just it's a woman. And it looks like her face has been clawed off.
See, it's a big tiger. Boss.
But let's head to this watering hole, I think is what it's called. That's a term.
That's a tavern.
Yeah, okay, boss. I'm with you.
Alright, and as you guys are doing that, we will switch over briefly to the watering hole to figure out where those guys are heading off to. So, Toothless, Fun, and Kieran. What are you guys planning on doing? You guys were talking about...
I believe we were planning to go to the museum because we heard that there was a thing in Celestial.
There was a thing, yeah, or presumed celestial. You know, could always be something else.
Alright. Now comes the question, are you taking Clyde and the doctor with you?
I thought we were gonna bring Clyde along because he knew how to get in.
Yes, that's right.
And I'm not sure about the doctor there.
Bubba, are you planning on joining these guys, or are you going to stay hanging out in the bar?
I don't really care which way you. I mean, if you want the Townies together and stay in the bar, it might be easier that way, especially if Seven joined.
Well,
Yeah, Bubba will stay in the bar.
Alright. So,
He's had a rough week.
Fun, Toothless, and Clyde and Karen all head out.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let's go over to the apartment building. And here we will introduce Logan's other character. So I do apologize if this seems like a little skipping around, but I wanted to. I'm trying to keep some people away from each other as best as possible. So
say his other character has healing powers.
No, he's a local postman.
Lick.
He's a local postman.
Postman, mate. Postman Vic.
Poor Adler.
Alright, so Adler and Rin, you're still on the second floor. You're heading down towards the first?
Yes, very.
Okay.
Carefully.
At this point, Logan, your other character hasn't noticed anything wrong yet, considering his personality type that I've read. I imagine that your character is kind of oblivious to certain things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So he probably hasn't noticed that there's a problem with the power and everything else. I mean, yeah, he's a human and can't see very well, but so to him, it's just like it's another day, it's another evening. He has to go out to do his rounds of the thing, and maybe he's been drinking or something like that. Who knows? But in any case, he hasn't noticed anything strange today. In fact, he hasn't even noticed anything strange the last couple of weeks, even though there's been tons of strange stuff going on. So he's just basically exiting his apartment just as two people come tumbling down the stairs. One of them seems to be limping pretty badly.
You come.
Like, ow, ow, ow.
Sorry, quick question. Would I know these people?
You might have at least seen them around in the. Oh, your character's name is Victor now. Okay. Oops, I thought I'd save.
I figure it's the mailman. He knows everything.
Yeah, hold on. I need to fix your token. It looks like it got that when you replaced something, it changed it. So I have to refix the token. 1 second. But basically, you exit out of your apartment, which is 102, wasn't it?
102, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So apartment 102, and you see these two just kind of stumbling down the stairs. One of them's limping. And you've seen them around before. The little kobold especially. I mean, that little kobold is a dumpster driver. You've seen him in the dumpsters before. You've seen Rin in the dumpsters before. And the other guy, Adler, you probably have seen him either around the building or down at the watering hole because he's a local musician.
Cool, so I'm walking down whistling. Good morning, gentlemen, or evening. Evening, gentlemen. Evening, gentlemen. How are you? Are you all okay?
Well, ow, fine, ow.
You seem to have a little boo-boo. What's the problem?
You know, ow.
Scary.
Creatures, ow. Of ow sorts, ow.
Should I speak slowly to you? What seems to be the problem?
I don't think he understands this. We need to speak slow.
Do you have any mail?
Save person.
You guys would probably recognize him as a local postman. He carries around huge sacks of stuff without a problem.
Listen, ow. You know that ow. There's ow. Something ow. Strange going ow on. Ow.
What does ow mean? Is this a new language?
Rin thinks he's in pain.
Maybe you should go to the hospital.
That's where we were heading. Ow.
Well, I've got to get on my way. I've got to deliver my mail.
I don't think it's safe out there. Ow. That was my name.
What's your name? I may have mail for you.
I doubt.
Rin runs up to him.
I think Rin has a few bits of drug mail.
Would you like me to help you to the hospital?
That would be appreciated. Ow.
Yes, he's heavy.
He looks heavy.
Bit big for Rin.
Okay, I shall help you to take this gentleman to the hospital. Ow.
All right, so you find yourself heading down on the carpeted thing, and you find yourself into the lobby. Here, clearly, there's something very wrong. You see that the entire area looks like it's been smashed. How you guys slept through this, you don't know. You never heard anything through the night. Especially not the sort of damage that was done to this place. The doors are kind of hanging, off the rails, just hanging open. And it's basically a huge mess down here. There is a couch that looks like it's been chewed open by something. There's like some scattered pieces of detritus on the ground. It looks like maybe peanut shells of some kind. And the
couch.
What?
Elephant couch.
Yeah. But the lobby is where people who have problems in their apartments can come and complain to somebody, to get the super and stuff like that, or like somebody who wants to apply to get an apartment, come in and ask around. But it looks like everything in here has been smashed apart and ripped open and all that.
Those peanut shells on the ground. Ren collects them.
Of course Ren does.
You collect
Ren,
peanuts.
ow, don't just ow. Go off, ow.
Have you seen the state ow of this place? Ow.
Ren fix door. I mean, Ren fix door. Ow.
Please don't, ow. Ow, that was my foot.
I haven't seen anybody around cleaning up ow for ages.
Oh, what have I done?
Let us ow carry on to the ow hospital.
Please stop ow saying ow.
Is that not your language, ow?
Ren just thinks he's in major pain.
A bit more than major. Ah.
Okay. So you're just doing it to it hurt. We should get
Are there
you to
any
the
metal
hospital
bits
quick.
from that door?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Like from the doors, like glass or something on the ground we have to avoid, or...
Okay. Roll an investigation check. We'll find out.
That'd be very good for Ren. It's not going to be. Oh, wait.
Ooh. So Ren kind of goes up to the door and finds pieces of a hinge. He finds the pieces of how a door, not necessarily a knob, but has a little indent in it that's made of metal.
Mm-hmm.
You find one of those, one of those little handles. It's kind of normally at kobold level, so in this case, it's just off laying on the ground.
I'll take both of those.
Rin the junk collector.
Yep.
Ren, I don't think this is the right time to be scavenging.
All right. Ren still puts in his backpack.
At this point, a creature comes stepping out from behind the counter. Please roll a will save, all three of you.
A what save?
Don't worry.
Sorry, I used to play 3.5 all the time. I'm used to saying that. Wisdom save. I meant to say wisdom save. So if you hear me say will save, I mean wisdom save, and I'm really sorry. I no matter how many times I tell myself not to do that, I do it.
That's okay.
So
for some reason, rolled good.
Yep. Oh, you guys are all fine. This thing doesn't startle you into. Oh, that's right. That's what happened to the one character in the other party. He got frozen in place when he saw one of the monsters. But anyway, yeah. So this time, all of you are fine. You look at this creature that it's about the size of a dog, but its head is all wrong. At first, it looks kind of like a circle or a globe, but then it kind of splits open into three pieces of a jaw. Although I kind of designed this creature 14 years ago, it reminds me now of the dogs in the second season of why am I spacing on the name of it? Stranger Things. If you've seen that, you kind of know what you're looking at, except that's only got 3 jaws instead of 5.
Yeah, okay.
On its back are several large, kind of like these spiky things, but they're kind of like a quill. They're kind of like these quill spikes. But there's only like 2 or 3 of them sticking out from behind there. And it kind of seems turned towards you, and it makes this strangled howling noise. Like,
Oh, great. Another creature. Ow.
It says, "Oh look, it's a dog." Ow.
A long tongue protrudes out from between those three jaws. It kind of scrapes around out along the ground. Yes, there's now a kobold screaming. Adler.
There's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
All right. There is the front door. The front door to to the lobby right there. Adler, what do you wish to do?
Now here's the problem. Adler hasn't like nobody knows Adler's a warlock, and he wants it that way.
Well,
you have a
you only
screen.
have like one hit. You've only got like one hit point left, so.
Yes.
You could use non-warlock spells, like I don't know, cantrip.
Yeah, like what?
Like you get access to like other spells. Toll the Dead, I think a bunch of classes get access to that.
Yeah, I have no useful non-warlock spells.
Do you want to die or not?
Would he be more about his life?
Because death means immediately facing your patron without having done anything useful for them.
No.
Possibly, unless of course there's places like Barovia, at which point you might have another problem.
First order of business would be I'm not close to it.
Right now you're at like half your normal speed because you're limping.
Yeah. Shall move a bit further. And as much as it pains Adler to show what he can do, I'm gonna have to Eldritch Blast the creature.
I think screams and then blast them. Ah!
It makes a it makes a yelping noise as it takes the blast to its hideous face.
I look at it and go,
Present company, they wouldn't know what a warlock is.
I go, is this out, doggy, safe? Out.
No! This is evil! Kill it!
I attack it with my great axe.
Yes, it's a postman that carries around a great axe. Gotta love it.
Gotta keep them safe from those dogs.
Wait, how many swings do you get at level 1?
One.
Oh, sorry, my fault.
Only the first one counts?
Yeah, the first one.
Oh, that's a good thing. It's a really good hit.
Yeah, it is.
Managed to slice off one of its spines, blood gushing up from the wound. Dog beast, because it's threatened by you, turns to strike out at Victor. Something to bite.
Dogs.
And misses.
The mailman's worst enemy.
Run.
I catch fireball. Or sorry, chill touch. That's what I'm gonna cast.
So you reach out, and it looks like the dog creature is just kind of like shivering as it loses vitality.
Then I'm going
Adler.
Still screaming. He's a bit of
Well,
a coward.
Like Opie.
I guess I'm just gonna once again Eldritch Blast it. Only thing I can do now that I've already shown it.
Ooh, 8 damage. Like it. Victor, on you. You have a chance of killing it.
Okay, great axe again. And as I swing, I go, ah!
You take off part of its tongue with your swing, and manage to wrench some of the flesh away from one of its legs. It still has one more shot towards you, whipping out what's left of its tongue at you, and misses. Rin!
It's the Tugulus.
Ah!
The creature just suddenly seizes up, as if every bit of color in it is draining away. But of course, you can only see so much in the dark. Should have meant that Victor was running with disadvantage, but we'll note that for next time that Victor should have been swinging with disadvantage. But it's okay. I was going to give that to you. It then collapses to the ground and ceases to move.
Oh, are you two okay?
Now I'm not so sure that the owl hospital was a good idea.
I'm gonna just make it as a note. Rin did not notice the Eldritch Blast at all.
And I'm sure that Victor didn't notice too much.
The perfect group. No one notices what you do.
And Adler's happy about that. Keep his warlock studies a secret.
Where we go? You're hurt. We need to get help.
Where would be the best place to go help if the hospital is most likely too far, considering what we've just seen?
We need to get you some help somehow. Okay. I don't know how. But that's what we need to do.
Rin had an idea. I rummage my
And what's
backpack.
that?
And I tie a small string to one of his wounds. There.
You want to do a medicine check on him and see if you do anything?
Make it worse. Don't worry, I have a 1 in medicine.
Ooh!
That's not bad.
You actually managed to give Adler 1 hit point back.
Oh, yay.
Somehow.
You basically stopped, cleaned up his wound and stopped it from getting any worse, just with that one little bit of effort. Rin is very magical.
Thank you,
Rin's
Rin.
helpful.
Either that or Adler's patron is noticing this and deciding to be a little merciful towards him.
One of the two, but as far as Rin knows, he's the one making Adler feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Rin's tail's wagging.
So,
So, what are your character's plans now?
The hospital is still viable.
Rin thinks so.
Let's see. From here, you guys would know, since you live in town, that you're currently on Maple Street. The hospital is at the very end of Spring Street, which is north, which would mean that you go west on Maple, north on Main until you hit Spring Street, and then go west down Spring Street to get to the hospital.
But in contrast to that, the watering hole would
Is
be
south on
closer.
Main Street. Yep. Well, it's south on Main Street. You pass by Business Street. Sorry, you get to the junction of Business and Main, and that's where you find the watering hole. It's right past the supermarket. On the west, you'd pass by Wood Street first, before you get towards the junction of Main and Business on the east side of the road. You guys are on the east. Would be on the east side of Main Street, where Maple Street is. You have to go down Maple, going west to hit Main.
I think either way we should now head to Main Street.
Okay, let's head to Main Street if that's where you want. I can help you all the way, but I do have letters to deliver. Ow.
Alright, so IMARU group. Meanwhile, roll perception checks.
I will have to pull up my carry-on. Carry-on.
Just the IMARU group is needed to do perception. Everyone else,
Oh,
let's roll this toothless knowledge.
so that's Fun, Toothless, and
There we go.
Karen.
Oh,
I'm still waiting for Toothless.
No, toothless is there.
Oh.
I accidentally rolled
Oh!
the tank.
Okay, so you're right, because I see Toothless is mentioned down there. So as you guys are heading directly to the museum and going nowhere else, I imagine that you guys go east along Business Street and then head north, or did you go all the way up to Maple Street and then head east to get to the museum? Since it's about equal distance either way from the watering hole.
Which one doesn't go next to the store?
I mean,
That would be going east along Business Street.
Yeah, let's do that.
All
We
right.
avoid the store.
All right.
no what's north. We understand.
Okay.
north.
So that means you guys are the ones that you don't go by the apartments. Therefore, you didn't need to see any of that. That means Rin, Adler, and Victor, as you're walking along Main Street. Heading down. Yeah, you're walking along Main Street now. You guys get to roll perception checks.
You're so lucky.
I see nothing.
All right. You see, you basically, Logan, as you are heading down with these two. Adler, you're still probably limping. I would be imagining you might be leaning on Logan, since Logan's a human-sized and clearly big and tough.
Leaning on because
Victor,
badly hurt.
your attention is drawn in by the supermarket, which would be on the left side of you, on the east side of the road. It's fairly dark, except there's like bits of pinpoints of light coming all the way into the back, as if most of this town seems to have emergency power down, but there's a little bit of emergency power working inside the supermarket, like all the way back where the meat counter is, from the looks of things.
Oh, look at that light there in the supermarket. Look at it. It says beans 2 for 1. I need beans.
We are not going to the supermarket.
We may be able to get some bandages as well, but I definitely need beans.
No, listen. Right now, beans and any normal, non-vital supplies can wait.
Maybe they're healing beans. You don't know that.
Maybe beans. And bread. I need
Maybe
bread
there's a
as well.
pharmacy. We've never been in that store. They don't let Ren in.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
the other kobold stock boys are mad at you.
I wonder why. There we go.
Well, are you sure? We could head into there and we could find some bandages.
What's the chances of bandages being supermarket with everything being in this state?
Oh, is it good?
Is there any power shortage? We'll be all right.
A power sort that has those creatures?
And neither of you notice that Riddler's doing. He's very sneaky at the moment.
He's hiding in a trash can.
Okay, Oscar. Speaking of trash can, as you guys are standing on the street debating, let's give a quick check-in on Steak,
Well, he's
the garbage
trying.
man.
Yeah, he's still in the library all on his own. He is so fucked.
Nobody's going to.
He
He
is.
has more health than Adler.
Yeah, but I start out with like twice your health, so like, he's gonna try to break out of the library.
He needs to take twice as much damage as Adler.
No breaking necessary. You managed to get out and look upon the darkened streets. The school's right next to you on the east, and the road spreading out to the west. And that'd be Elm Street heads along the west from here, and Deer Tracks Lane is to the south.
Deer tracks? What?
Deer Tracks Lane. That's what it's called. Deer Tracks Lane.
All right, I was thinking like deer tracks in the middle of the city. What? So,
well, it's a small town and it's surrounded by forest, so there's bound to be deer.
Assholes.
I think Stank is gonna try to get to his home to like get his shit to be ready.
Which is the apartment from here going south along Deer Tracks Lane is the best bet to get back to the apartments.
Yeah, he's just rushing it. He doesn't give a shit if anybody sees it. He's just bolting.
All right, roll a perception check.
Now I'm at. Oh man.
All right.
Still rolled a stink, but.
All right. As you get to the end, directly in front of the museum, and are now looking down a Maple Street, which is stretching out to the west, you kind of make out movement to the west, like way far away from you.
What do I? I'll take it. I'll be at like a very long distance, but I'll try to get a better look. I guess.
Are you just gonna stay standing there in front of the museum?
Fuck it, ignore it. Let's get to my home.
Okay, so you head back towards the apartment building. All right, so as you're doing that, we move back to the group that is currently in front of the supermarket. Victor, Adler, and Rin.
Toilet paper. Buy two, get one free. Ow.
Roll an intelligence check.
What, all of us?
Yes, all of you, actually.
No, goody. +0.
Shame on you. Rin's too scared.
Adler, as you hear Victor talk about the toilet paper, you get this idea that, toilet paper could be used as a makeshift bandage.
Okay, Victor? Let's go to the
Yes?
supermarket.
I put my head out of the trash can. What?
Where are you shopping?
Oh, what have I got on myself?
2 for 1 special.
Crawling on all fours, I start sneaking toward the thing because I know I'm not supposed to be in there.
I'm going to check through my bag to see if I've got any mail for the supermarket.
Oh, Victor,
you find like one piece of
any mail for me?
you find like one piece of junk mail for the supermarket, and absolutely nothing for Adler.
Oh, of course.
Did he give Rin his junk mail?
I think so. Rin has junk mail.
Rin put it in his mouth, made it kind of like a spitball, and put it in his backpack.
That is great.
Ren, how I met.
Okay.
This is the reason why he's one of Dr. Bubba's favorite patients. That and the thrill of the hunt. He goes, no, Rin. He puts on a safari hat and everything.
Alright. as you guys get into the dark, to the mostly dark supermarket, you can definitely pick up on the smell of blood from in here. And as you peer back towards where there's a little bit of light, you also see a bit of movement, and you can see a bit of red on the ground back there.
Victor shouts out, "Hello, hello, where
No.
are the beans? Where are the beans?"
Shut up.
You start hearing the sound. Boom. 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 And
I think
question for you, Logan. You ever played the original Doom 2?
Yeah.
Do you remember that sound?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
That's what you hear right now. You hear that sound, and this monstrous creature that looks like about the size of an ogre, missing a head, appears around a corner. A great mouth opening in its belly. Roll, all three of you. All three of you roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
oh, not a wisdom saving throw.
I found
I
some
am
beans
going
in your pants.
Oh.
I am going to use this to give myself advantage.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good.
I think I just need to click this like that. Yay!
The beans are in Adler's pants.
Adler, you've just gained a madness. Let's see what madness you get.
Yay. Not only am I severely injured, I'm also creating madness.
Yeah, don't worry. It's his first level madness, so it's like, just a mild temporary madness. I thought I marked that page last time. God damn it. Ah, there it is. 258.
Oh.
Alright, so roll a 1d100 for me, please. And then roll a 1d10.
So it's
100 and a 1d10.
Yep. Oh god, you're stunned for 8 minutes.
oh.
You're basically, as soon as you see the creature, your mouth drops open, your eyes get fixed, and you become an immovable statue.
Your pupils just get huge, like mother.
As you see,
Your life flashed before your eyes.
well, there is that, yes, but you basically see this monstrous creature stalking towards you, stalking slowly between the aisles towards you. Rin, you can see that you could easily fit inside that thing's mouth, and even one of the humans could probably fit inside that thing's mouth.
Yep.
Why do I feel like the Windstar curse is gonna jump to the sky?
Yeah,
It's not an elf.
yeah, because at this point, Victor and Rin could probably just run away and leave you there and live.
Yeah, but they wouldn't do that.
Red might.
I think your friend is something wrong with him. He's just standing still.
Rin's gonna try to push effortlessly against Alder.
Roll a strength check.
Oh, don't worry. He's the strongest kobold alive.
Yep, Adler's still an immovable statue as far as you're concerned.
I almost got him.
Don't you dare run all
I'll help pushing.
You could probably even be able to pick him up, considering you cart around those bags all the time. However, you might have to abandon your bag of mail in order to carry him.
Or put him in the bag of mail.
I'm leaving it to the last minute because I've decided which to drop my mail.
Alright.
Drop my mail.
Okay,
Rin's
so
still pushing.
roll a strength check. for me, please, please, Victor. Okay, so you managed to you can definitely move him back and forth to your heart's content and even pick him up. But as this thing moves on, you hear a second one of those from the back. Another boom, boom, boom. There's two of them.
I think we should run. I don't need beans that much. I have 5 tins at home.
Can you get him? Pick him up. Too big for Ren.
I will pick him up and carry him out. Let's get out of here.
Save the Windstar! Save the Windstar! So,
Yes, don't let the curse transfer over to a different game, please.
well, you already have a second character in this game, so it's not like, you know, you don't get a new character until both of them die. But okay, so you are forced to drop your bag of mail. Thankfully these things do not look like the type that would eat or destroy your mail. They're most likely just want to eat your flesh. And you run out of the store with him.
Let's run quicker.
I imagine when Ren runs, he runs like Kermit, whose arms are pointing in the air.
Yes, actually, I've been picturing that myself.
Flail.
So yeah.
I fucking love it.
So you guys managed to make it down towards the other source of light in the area, which is the watering hole. And you guys have probably been here before since you're, townies and everything.
Adler knows this place all too well.
Yeah, well, Adler actually works here. So, as you walk in, as you run towards the door, which appears to be slightly open and light still pouring out of it, you notice a familiar friend kind of standing at the door with a shotgun. Groomish, the dwarf. He sees you guys and his eyes kind of widen a bit. He says, "Adler, what the?" Except Adler's like, you're still kind of stunned, but you can sort of talk. You can barely move though. Your eyes are still kind of fixed.
Oh god, I'm so glad I'm back here.
Hello, Mr. Dwarf. We went for beans and toilets to his, and he just froze.
We ended up abandoning the bean.
And my mailbag. There was post for you.
Groomish kind of nods. It's like, well met, Mr. Postman. Yeah, we heard from another group that there's something nasty over the supermarket. I think Dr. Bubba over there saw it.
What?
Oh, Dr. Bubba.
Someone sees Ray and pulls out his crossbow.
Ren tries to hide under a table.
The other kobolds near Rin are kind of looking down at him going, "Hey, why are you hiding from Dr. Bubba?"
The hunt is on.
Hey, Bubba, could you possibly help?
Sure. Show up on the counter.
I take it I'm still somewhat frozen, so...
You're moving very, very slowly. But your eyes are kind of still fixed. You're haunted. You're, I said you've, yeah. So, yeah, madness is yours at the moment. Alright, so Adler gets pulled over to Dr. Bubba. And Victor, you're kind of there. Mac, the bartender guy, looks over at Victor and nods his head. Glad to see some more people survived.
If there are bad things at the supermarket, we should make a flyer, and then I could deliver them to everybody.
Yeah, Max kind of looks around the thing. By the way, this blank area down to the south of the tavern, it's not actually blank. It's where the booths are, and there's a bunch of random NPCs there. They're random in case we need to make somebody a new player character. But basically, there's a bunch of there's like a bunch of non-combatants down south that have aren't gonna attack anybody. Right now they're just kind of there, children, everything. But Max says I think about everybody's here, except for that group from the IMARU Corp that came through here a little while ago.
There's a group from the IMARU Corp.
Mac nods. Yep.
I scrabble up onto a stool. Oh.
Yeah. At this point, the dwarf is looking out the door and says, "Hey, hold up! I think we got some more people coming."
Oh.
While that's happening, I'm looking over Adlar. I'm like, huh? It looks like he ran to that belly creature. That thing was terrifying. And then after I say that, I slap the shit out of him.
And a dwarf and a gnome come wandering in.
As soon as they walk in,
slap the
Ringo's
shit out of him. Give him 9 hit points.
healing slap.
Full HP, thank you. You slapped me to full HP.
Oh, now for Logan's for Logan's benefit, I should read the description of the watering hole. I'm really sorry about missing that. Okay, so the watering hole itself is a 100-year-old structure. It's made out of wood. Kind of looks like a typical diner in this kind of part of the world. Damn your actual page of description. Where'd you go? There's the gas station. There's the prison. Here's watering hole. So it is made of sturdy wood, and there's an electrical sign at the entrance. It's currently turned off, or perhaps without power. However, the inside does have power. There aren't any windows because there's a lot of nocturnal people or people who weren't good with lights, like kobolds who frequent this establishment. But it's nice. It's nicely lit in here. It's not so bright that a kobold will have trouble, but it's bright enough that humans have a good time seeing. There's various electrical decorations, including like TVs and pinball machines. There's like a pool table on one side. The only remarkable thing you see right now is that none of the doors, except for the front door, are currently attached, and the other doors in the building seem to have been piled up next to the front door to keep some sort of makeshift barricade. Although the door itself is still being held ever so slightly open, basically the width of a shotgun, with the dwarf sitting there. Any questions about the description?
No.
All right.
Anything. So, yeah.
As soon as those two walk in, Ringo's, ah!
As soon as I walk in, goggles are back on my face. Nice place they got here.
You guys don't seem to be from town, the dwarf remarks.
Nope. Just rolled in.
He takes one look at your uniform, at the uniforms you guys are wearing, and goes, "Are you guys the feds?"
Yep.
Yeah, we are.
You hear that, Mac? He looks over towards the bartender. The feds have finally made it to town. Mac kind of nods and says, "We don't need so much the feds as the army. With all that weirdness out there, give us a bunch of paladins and clerics that can deal with this, with everything. It looks unholy to me."
I am a paladin, so I guess we're good on that part.
Good.
And I'm a warlock.
Warlocks are good too. Welcome. This is the watering hole. It's my place, the Mac behind the bar says. He looks like a burly human in his 50s. You see a couple of pictures hanging around. The main picture of the place being built, though, has an orc standing in front of it, and another picture that looks like it's like maybe 50 years old or maybe a little less than that. There's a half-orc woman tending bar. If you're looking between, this guy here behind the bar and the half-orc woman in the picture, you can kind of see the family resemblance, although he definitely looks like he's mostly human. You don't really see much in the way of orcish parentage in him.
We are here investigating a disappearance of a young boy.
Yeah, well, you come at a bad time for that sort of thing. Something's happened to the entire town. Started out on the 25th. And nobody's been able to leave since. The sun hasn't even come up since then.
Really?
Now, here's something to note, Victor. As far as you're concerned, today is either the evening of the 25th or maybe the 26th.
It's the evening of the 26th, he thinks.
And Helgrid, for her perspective, believes it's the evening of the 28th. Because that's when she and Seven were dispatched here.
Wow, that's quite the day difference.
It's 2-day difference.
Matt kind of looks at them as they're kind of working this out and goes, "That was weeks ago. Time kind of has gone critical here."
How so?
Well, what day is it from your perspective? He looks at the two people the NIB uniforms that just walked in.
I tell him it's insert date here.
28th. Shakes his head.
28th.
And he kind of looks over at the three that just wandered in. And you guys, 25th, 26th, what?
26th.
He nods. For me, that was a couple weeks ago.
Lol?
Interesting.
How's that possible?
That's when the drow that's been sitting over here in the corner kind of looks up and says, "Well, I can try to explain it to you as best as possible. I don't imagine any of you went to university, so I'll try and put it in as small of words as I can." She cracks her knuckles.
And sits.
She smiles at him and pats his head.
Seven's gonna go over to her and like, alright, tell me everything. Because if I
All
don't
right.
come back with an actual report, they're gonna get pissed at me. Again.
Well, from the way I look at it, I am a professor of theoretical planar theories, basically, when it deals with how the planes interact with each other, along with other dimensional concepts. You know how everything around you is three-dimensional, correct?
Uh-huh.
You at least know that much? And you know that the fourth dimension is often thought of to be time itself?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Well, the planes are all aligned in fifth or higher dimensional ways.
Uh-huh.
So that means that they have different perceptions of fourth dimensional space, or time, shall we say.
Uh-huh.
Now, you do know that the ethereal plane is the plane of spirit, correct?
Oh.
Yeah.
And you know how spirits are, like, an entire house could be a spirit, a room could have a spirit of its own, a river can have a spirit, so on and so forth?
You
Mm-hmm.
preach it to the choir lead.
Yes. So, from what I can figure out is, basically, somehow something is going on in the ethereal plane. And, in fact, something's going on with this plane in particular. We're not exactly in the material plane anymore. We are and we aren't. But several other planes are essentially overlaid and collapsed into each other right now. I'm guessing we have access to multiple planes here, and possibly, she thinks for a moment, and that the spirits in the ethereal plane are being affected by fourth dimensional space in some way, meaning that each spirit can be in a different time period than another spirit, instead of all being connected in the same time period. So that when a spirit is by itself, let's say a spirit that's of a particular room is by itself, what we think of as no more than a mundane closed door, somehow can go through lots of time as compared to everything else around that closed door. So
Bubba speaks up. He's like, here. It happened
So
to me, like, years ago.
short form is that if you close the door and then open it again, you might find yourself that time has passed differently on the other side of that door than where you
So
are.
that's why there's no doors
Yes,
in the tavern now.
we found that out the hard way. One of the patrons apparently went downstairs to get something, and he was only gone from our perspective for a few hours. We finally managed to get the door open and discovered he'd been down there for weeks and starved to death.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, that's a rough way to go.
Yeah.
Ren kind of tugs at her arm.
She looks down at Ren. Yes?
I don't understand any of that.
Don't worry, you don't need to. Just
Don't.
unless you want to potentially, starve to death or lose your friends to old age, don't close the door between you and another.
Victor says, with all the
Uh-huh.
talk of spirits and planes, I don't like drinking and I don't like flying.
Mac actually chuckles at that. That's the laugh. Darian kind of like sighs as she looks over at Victor. Yes, well, just think door, keep open doors.
Open
Looks-
doors.
She looks over at the dwarf and says, the dwarf that's down there with the shotgun, and says, that's why he's over there with that the door slightly open.
Yeah, that makes sense.
After she says all that, I actually want to try and commune with my deity. See
Alright,
if I can get to them.
I'm down to personal shot. So what do you do to try to communicate with your deity?
What's that?
What do you do to try to communicate with your deity?
I kind of just just close my eyes and kind of just start whispering celestial, like, oh, great father, please answer me. What the fuck is going on with this place? What realm are we?
Roll a religion check. Wait, is this Bubba talking or Seven?
Oh, that's 7. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Well, you can see below it 7
Okay, cool. So,
and that 20.
yeah. So, you feel a stab of pain through your head for one moment, and then you hear a voice saying, Seven, you are in grave danger.
Anything else you can tell me?
Demonic forces are collapsing planes around this area. It is hard to stay in touch. Do not trust. And then the voice kind of cuts out.
Huh?
No, you don't have to go in there. It's horrible thing.
Deities are having.
I think he's fine.
Hi, sweetie.
Alright, after I have that conversation, to everybody else except for the doctor, it appears I'm talking to myself. But then after I'm done talking to myself, I look at the elf lady. Like, it appears that even the deities are having issues communicating.
She nods slightly. That doesn't surprise me. I guess you're lucky if any of your, she looks over at Bubba, cleric, or she looks at Seven, paladin, correct? Abilities are working.
I'm also an Asimar, so
Perhaps that helps.
yeah, a little bit. The old man was having issues warning me against. At that point, the doctor speaks up and starts talking about a dream he had, lady that he doesn't trust.
Is that not back to normal now, or still slightly?
Adler, Adler's back to normal. He's hearing the doctor say something about a lady he does not trust that came to him in a dream.
Yeah, the doc is like, I went to my house to pick up my shit, and then I went and took a nap. And then while I was napping, a lady, a very beautiful lady, I should say, she came to me. She's like, I want you to find me this person, bring him to me so I may do things. No, fuck you.
Fuck you.
She wasn't very happy with that. So she's like, all right, fine, be that way. Left my dreams. I woke up and then I came out the door and the people that I was with, they're like, you were in there for like ever. But I didn't care. And then we left and we came.
What's the barkeep's name again?
Mac. His name is Mac.
Rin's currently like looking around on the ground and like picking up many shiny knickknacks that no one seems to care about.
The ogre guy's cat looks down at Rin.
Mac, do you mind if I play a song? This entire atmosphere seems to be quite
Sure, Adler, go for it.
sad.
The cat seems to be smelling some sort of cat treat that's currently on Rin.
I pull it out.
God. It's a terrible song.
Remember, Rin has a lot. Yeah, everybody's booing. Rin has a bunch of cats.
Rin places one cat treat down for the cat and eats another one.
My ears.
Rin claps.
Victor or Frostbeer, do you have anything to add? Now that you've heard all this.
Vix doesn't know how it's like. But what is all this? She's just not sure what to do. She's just looking at Seven. Is it with her hands up going? I honestly haven't a clue.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?
She honestly hasn't got a clue. It's all new to her.
I explained to her that basically the elf said is that we're in a separate dimension. So we're separate from any other dimension, celestial, astral material. We're completely isolated, basically. And when I tried to speak with my father, he was having issues getting through to me. Luckily, I was able to get to him briefly, but other than that, his message was cut off. And I'm gonna assume that the dwarf over there, he points to the dock, might have communicated with this woman that he told me not to trust. So, based on that, we're gonna have to find that kid and get him out of here as soon as possible. Sounds like that's gonna be impossible until we clear this thing up with this woman.
So we've got to find a bloke to touch this woman, so she can touch him.
No, we're gonna have to find the woman. We're gonna have to take care of her, be it killing or otherwise, and try and bring this town back into its proper spot and material. And at the same time, locate the kid and find him and take him. I look at the barkeep and I ask, when did all this weird stuff start happening? What happened in town
Well,
that might have caused it?
Well, the last sane day that I saw was the 25th, and it was that night when the monsters showed up and everything went to hell, it seems. But things have actually been happening the last few weeks. Weird stuff. Just people acting strange. The police station probably has a bunch of reports on it.
So you wouldn't know what could have started this accident, like something happening.
Look, we don't know. Those IMARU fellows, they seem to have some crazy notion that it started at the museum, but, I don't know.
IMARU people are here?
Yep.
Wait, is Seven aware of this from the beginning? I don't remember.
No, Seven wasn't in the room at the time.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, his bosses, did they mention anything about...
No, they didn't know.
Okay. Well, he's like... You said they went to the museum?
Yep, they went to the museum.
I think I know our next course of action. Probably to go find the information. Hopefully they're willing to share, so that way, with all of us having a common goal.
So Seven and Frostbeer are heading off to the museum as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna have you guys head out there. Where's the rest of the townie party want to do?
Well, don't know. I think Rinda's perfectly happy not being anything near those things.
Steng is still going to get the shit, so he's there. He's probably gonna die.
As Seven runs out, he yells, "Bye, pretty elf lady!" Runs up to the door.
All right.
Victor's just happy he's got friends.
Bubba's wearing his safari hat now.
Rinda's just happy that there's people between him and Bubba.
I think maybe we could go to the police station.
Oh,
Try and understand exactly what's happening.
Rin knows what's going on. Scary things.
Adlar maybe heal, but he still has a big ass bruise on his cheek.
That's handprint shape.
It's fine.
Bubba slamming him.
Doesn't hurt that much. I was still partly stunned when you did that, so it's fine. I didn't really feel it.
Well, Rin is helpful. Rin, if you want to go, Rin help.
Yes, lads. I will also accompany.
Oh.
So you don't have to worry, little Kobo. We'll save the fun for.
Hey, Mark. If we aren't back by, I guess,
Ever.
24 hours, just we're dead.
I'll assume you're dead if either we find your buddies or if this entire thing comes to a close and you're not seen again.
Oh, yeah. Do that.
They can't get rid of the doctor, Tati.
I know. Rin tried. Rin tried a lot.
Off to the police station, go.
Off to the police station. Ow.
Alright. You're no longer I'll try it. So, meanwhile, at the museum, Carrion, Fan, and Toothless, roll a perception check.
Alright.
You guys managed to wander through the darkness and past the office complex without a problem to make it all the way to the museum. Oh, I forgot there's Clyde with you.
Carrion doesn't know shit.
I did it again, goddammit.
You keep switching it and then forgetting to switch it again.
Well done.
Oh, hey, there's Clyde.
Alright, yeah. So, Fan, as as you guys have just made it to the museum, you're looking at you're in the parking lot. You're looking at the front door of it. Fan, you hear movement coming down the street behind you.
Van quickly turns around, pulls out his sword. We've got company, guys.
I turn around.
Yeah,
By the way,
I'll turn. Did we take a rest before we went out? Question mark.
I think you guys took a short rest, yeah.
Oh, alright.
I point my gun.
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up from coming up from the street, you see a gnome with glowing eyes and a dwarf.
No, it appears to be normal people this time.
And you can see that they are wearing NIB uniforms.
Oh, goody.
The patches. On their arms.
Okay, I don't like these guys.
Toothless is hiding behind Fen. They're not coming to get me.
It's okay, Toothless. If they try to touch you, I will burn them.
I'll step forward. Hello.
Describe yourself to them, Carrion.
You see this like reddish skinned tiefling with these horns that kind of protrude through like fedora like hat. He's wearing a leather jacket and a suit. Kind of got a cigarette in his mouth, and he's got a like very well kept pointed beard. Basically kind of looks exactly like the picture.
Well,
Looks
you
like
sure
it's-
are the fanciest damn tiefling I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Just hold yourself there.
What brings NIB to this town?
Oh yeah.
Then,
Well, to this town, we're looking for
really?
this moment. You, Bryce.
Oh, I didn't summon you at all. Bye.
No, but we're actually, like I said, we're looking. We figured you guys might have some information or a lead.
Oh, yes. If you go that way, you're away from us.
I don't like it.
We're not here for you guys. I don't even know why that guy's hiding. We're not here.
We
for
don't
that.
have any reason to tell you any.
Do you have
Well, let me
paperwork?
give you a little tidbit of information. Though. You're not leaving this town.
Of course not, because we can't.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I might have an
Congratulations.
idea as to how.
Congratulations on
I feel-
knowing the obvious.
I guess you don't want to know how we could get out of
Well, if you knew that, you'd already fix it. Oh, wait. Nib act
why
slow,
we're
that's
here.
right.
That's why we're here. Might
You
have
seem
a
to be
lead that
slow
might help
people.
us.
Oh, you're here to what? Figure out how to get out of this mess?
We're looking for two people.
Okay.
One person was seen by a dwarf doctor in his
Oh.
dreams. He thinks that she is the cause of this, and I spoke with a deity, and he also told me that I shouldn't trust her. I think she's the cause of it. I was told that you guys are coming here for whatever reason, and you might have it lead us to how we can find this one.
Now, since
Yeah.
we're all dudes, I think we're in the clear, right? So, like,
No,
Oh,
there's
yes,
the dwarf.
Don't worry. I think you're tougher than all of them. He kind of rubs his neck.
Like I said, I'm not here for you guys. I don't even know who.
Listen, we don't have
All I
any.
know is you work for the Emperor. But I figured we might be able to work together to get us, all of us, the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I think I can be
I don't want to
Working
be here anymore.
together sounds like a okay idea. Just giving
beneficial.
information doesn't. But working together, I can see.
We are also looking for a young boy who seems to have wandered this way.
Oh,
Better description.
go on.
He's a
I have a
young
picture, right?
noble boy. Yeah, you've got a picture.
I'm asking Grizz. I have a picture of him, right?
Yeah, yeah. You show it. You know his name in there too. It's all listed in the handout.
I show him the picture. I'm looking for him. His mom's worried.
Clyde at first looks idly over at the picture, then grimaces. It's like, ah, crap. The kid's here.
I look at him.
what?
You will tell me everything. How things will happen.
Well, he's
God.
my dad's godson, so he kind of looks over at the others. Yeah, you guys are probably gonna want to help find him if he's here, or else, if you just bring me back and not him, my dad's going to not be happy.
One of you's oh, damn it.
I don't know you, Blondie, and I already know I don't.
I'm Clyde Ezek. I'm one of the IMARU CEO's kids.
I hand back the photo and I go, don't worry. He grows on you like a tumor.
Ha!
That sounds like an accurate description.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, I'm just joking with you, Clyde.
But
Like
like
a
I
fungus.
said, I don't know who
Yeah.
you people are. I wasn't told to come get you. I don't know what your problem is. But I figured if we work together, not only can I get my task accomplished, but we might be able to help you accomplish your task. Whatever
Well,
that.
technically our task is already complete. We just
You
need
sure
to
about
figure out a
that?
way to get out of here.
And that means that your task hasn't been accomplished yet. Now has it?
He's got you there.
yeah. Let's just. How about we just tell him what we're going to do, And having some extra like that people who can die with us is also great. That we
Well,
don't
we've
have
been
to
walking
die.
down the street.
Yeah, just take him along. I'll be
All
fine.
right. Well, apparently there's a what'd you call it? A sarcophagus? Was that what it was?
Yes, I
Clyde?
believe so.
That
Interesting.
apparently, once it was discovered or arrived, things started to go a little weird there. We wonder if it's connected.
I
Oh,
assumed you guys were at the bar recently.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, the watering hole.
Did the elf woman explain to you what she thinks is the issue?
Yes,
I
I did.
so.
Yeah.
She
To some point, yes.
she was a professor at the university I used to go to.
She said some hard things to understand, but sure.
Yeah,
Well,
poor
let me
toothless.
explain it in a way that you might be able to understand. We're in a separate dimension from anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah,
Yep.
I-
And
I-
keep the doors open.
look, I don't need
That-
to know what's happening. I just want to get out.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and enter the museum and find the kid and the sarcophagus. Because I do remember his mother mentioning that there came here.
All right. Then
Alright, well,
let's
I'll
check.
trust you now.
Steven will lead the way.
Of course.
Yeah, you can go ahead. After me.
Alright, so you see into a nice glass-fronted lobby. It seems fairly clean. Doesn't seem to have the same devastation that you guys have seen in other places at this point, which is probably a good sign. It's got more glass leading into the museum. The lobby just seems to have like info desks on either side, past the doors.
Now, Clyde, where will we find that sarcophagus?
Oh, you can't miss it. It's out right in the middle of the museum, between all the halls.
I'm going to
No,
wait for that.
goody.
Makes our job a whole lot easier then.
Yeah. So he kind of like points out at the closed doors in front of you, leading into the museum.
I try.
Now, the doors are unlocked. It looks like nobody had time to lock it before anything happened.
Well, we don't have to worry about that.
I'll make sure that the doors keep open. Like I put something, wedge them or something. I don't know.
All right. What do you wish to wedge open the doors between the lobby and the parking lot?
Is there like some I don't know, bench or trash can or something? Just put it there so it holds the door open.
There is a dumpster. There's not a trash can. Wait. There's a small plastic trash can inside the lobby.
Would that be heavy enough to keep the door open?
No, but if you lay it down, it'll keep at least a small gap open.
Yeah,
You
do
don't have
that.
to hit the door, basically.
Let's do that.
Anything can hold a door open if you place it right.
Yep.
Except for air. Unless it's
Well, you
windy.
never know. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we
but
got
you're
the plastic
probably a
garbage can blocking out the door.
I assume we're in at this point.
Let's go find ourselves
All right.
a sarcophagus.
And how are you going to block the lobby to the main to the hall A? Jeez, let's.
If we open the door, are there any windows?
It's made out of glass, so yes.
Could I smash the window? Would that count
Sure.
as being connected to open air?
Sure.
Oh,
Yes. Sure.
I'll just smash the window.
What will you smash it with?
My fist.
All right. Oh, that's cool. That's right. You're a monk. So yeah, you basically go wah and smash your fist directly through the window, fast enough that your hand doesn't even get hurt as the glass shards kind of crumble to the ground.
Well, he's making a lot of noise. I'm gonna try this. Nope, guess not.
But,
Never-
but as you do that, you hear a voice from the very back of the hall. You basically hear it sounds like a door creaking open towards the north of you, both far at the other end of the hall, like all the way in Hall C. And you hear a voice call, "Hey, is there somebody here?"
Maybe. Who's asking?
No, there's nobody here. Go back to sleep.
Currently, you are in Hall A. Hall A has artifacts from here in Amlarn. You can see just various things relating to vampires and such. Nothing that you haven't learned already in school, basically.
I'm gonna use my divine sense to see if there's anything hostile around the.
Alright. I'm rereading the text in divine sense myself just to see if it will show off anything in particular.
Yeah.
The person that shouted us, I go, housekeeping.
Celestial, fiend, or undead. Okay, it specifies those three. I like the fact that in the text it actually specifies Count Strahd von Zarvich. And this is because he was one of the biggest things back in there. That was even before they decided, oh look, we're gonna redo it and make Curse of Strahd. So it's like everybody was wanting that even back then. But so give me 1 second to decide to figure out how exactly you'll feel something around here.
Alright.
Because celestial, divine, and it's talking actual creatures, yes?
Yes.
So I think these certain things should show up under that criteria, but I'm not 100%.
Creatures and objects desecrated by evil things. So if it's like
or good things, does it also does it pick up the same with good things?
Yeah. I know the presence of strong evil registers a powerful good rings like heaven.
Alright, so you're getting a bit of both from the hallway. From the hall. The artifacts themselves aren't doing anything. However, that sarcophagus, that there's a sarcophagus right in the middle of the main hall that's visible even from here, way off in the north. And that's sort of got a strong aura of both good, that there was some sort of celestial beings enchantment upon it. However, the interior of it is like saturated with something that was evil was in it at some point.
I look at
and around the hall, you're getting pinpoints of something, but they aren't registering exactly as fiends per se. They it's almost like they want to register as fiends, but not quite. I don't know how else to describe it. But you're registering one towards a pillar directly north in the northeast corner of the sarcophagus, and you sense another up on the upper side of a pillar, far to the north in Hall C on the northwest. And then you're getting a ping also from an office, which is slightly open to the northeast on the far end of Hall C.
I look at them and I'm like, alright. Nobody touched the sarcophagus. It appears that.
That's not for you to decide, my friend. Also,
are you gonna listen or not?
He's very bad at that.
The sarcophagus is our only clue right now.
Yeah, well, you know what? The sarcophagus is being sealed by celestial magic. There's something evil in it.
Celestial. I love celestial.
Touch it. We will investigate it first.
I'd
much rather not.
I'd refuse to let.
Not. I'm sorry. Are you the paladin here?
I refuse to let the feds get to the sarcophagus before me. Thank you.
Why?
Because I don't trust you.
That's fine. But I'm trained to detect evil, and that thing is evil.
I don't like it. Let's just not touch it.
Thank you.
Not
on top of that, we need to stay vigilant because there's things. They're almost fiend-like, but not. So I'd recommend staying very vigilant and keeping your weapons ready, just in case.
Yeah, I can.
But for now, we need to investigate that voice, see if it's friend or foe.
We need to Well, I need to investigate this sarcophagus.
Okay, so you guys head forward into the main hall, and you see this definitely human-sized sarcophagus. It's not exactly ornate. It's more like made of some kind of metal, and there's celestial writing on one side. There's what looks like some kind of lock nearby it. However, as you get close enough to it, you can see that it is already slightly open. Roll an investigation check.
All right.
Alright, carry on. And 7. As you look around, as you examine the sarcophagus closer, you see a small bit of dried blood on the outside.
Like it was splattered on it or pouring out of it?
No, it looks like maybe somebody had a bleeding hand or something, and then maybe stumbled into it and left a tiny smear of blood. Like you've any of you other than me cook?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what happens when you accidentally nick yourself, right? And then so it's like that.
So it's not like coming out of the sarcophagus. It's just like something.
No, it looks like somebody had a kitchen accident and then somehow wiped on there without thinking.
I want to read the sarcophagus.
Yeah, Fan read.
All right.
Fan wants to read.
So I'll whisper. I'll whisper it to you guys.
What language is it in?
It's in Celestial.
Oh, I can't read that.
Hold on.
Huh.
There you go.
Okay, very cool.
Well, it's a little late for that, don't you think?
Pardon me.
Kind of, yes. From
You
what
two
we've heard.
just explain what's going on.
Oh,
Don't
yeah, I'll
worry
tell them,
about it.
I tell them, it says to let her sleep until she lets go. So, whatever
Where should I go?
whatever evil was in here, apparently hasn't let go yet, and somebody foolish enough opened this. And now, whatever was in here, I'm gonna assume, is what's causing this fucking problem.
Roll another investigation check at the Fawn and 7.
Right.
Got investigation, not fun, strong.
Apparently not. That 2.
Am I going? Oh yeah. Oh shit, I got that 20.
Nice.
Hmm.
You investigate the shit out of that.
That's what I'm here for.
As you're looking around, Fawn, you notice something in that would basically go unnoticed by everyone else who looks 7. I said 7. You notice something that would go completely unnoticed by everyone except somebody who basically someone with celestial eyes or such a knowledge of celestial, aka Fawn, that it appears after you had a chance to read the inscription. Basically, hidden writing. It would basically just show up to anybody doing a magical scan as, there's a tiny spell there, but it would get lost in the fact that there's other spells on this sarcophagus.
Okay.
So you see so I'm going to whisper what you say.
Whisper.
We're so bad.
Speak for yourselves. Faster survival rule. You don't have to be faster than the monsters. You just be faster than the ones you're running with.
Yep.
"90 feet every 6 seconds? I think I'm faster."
Yeah, but then you get hobbled. Ah! That was not meant. Sorry. That was meant to be a whisper.
Rolling 7, you. You rolled 7.
I wrote an R instead of a W, and it was meant to be a whisper.
I love how it, because his name is Seven. Roll of 7.
God damn it!
I fucking love it.
Whisper, it's /W, not /R.
I know, but because his name is Seven.
It's true. My bad. Yeah, I got it. I look and I go, wait a minute. And I kind of like do a thing where like have imaginary glasses, just like a lot closer.
Well, you have goggles, so.
Yeah, but the goggles are to prevent people from seeing my eyes.
That's fair.
Damn.
Well, what is it?
What?
There's 3 names on here.
Let me guess.
There's
John,
markings
James,
of
and
3
Jimbo.
hands. Yeah. 3 hands writing Goblin Queen, Night Storm, and Suari.
Sorry, eh? Which Clyde kind of looks up at that and says, that's my dad's house's name.
Surie?
Yeah, head of IMARU. I'm an Ezek, he says, because that was kind of the agreement between my mom and dad. My dad, my older brother, and my older sister, all Suriers. But me, my other older brother, and my younger sister, Ezeks.
That's not the name I care about. It's the second one.
Question. Quick question. Where you see Surrey, right? Is that? Did you tell us about the blood?
What's up?
Did Fawn and Carrion tell us about the blood?
Yeah, there's blood in it. Carrion's kind of eyes have just gone wide at this moment.
Is that like maybe his brother's? Question mark. I'm scared.
Oh, I think I may have figured out who the man that the lady is looking for.
Yeah, I guess.
The godson?
I want to get out of here.
We need to find that. His name is on this sarcophagus. We need to find him.
We do need to find him.
We need to find everyone right now. Boy!
I look at Fawn and I'm like, listen, I don't know who you are. I frankly don't give a shit. I know you don't trust me. But right now, this kid that we're looking for, his name is on the sarcophagus. Family name is on the sarcophagus, written in Celestial. Which means that somehow that family is involved. We need to find him. If we find him, it might not only get us a step closer to getting out of this town, but this kid is somewhere in this town, and he might be threatened by whatever came out of this fucking sarcophagus.
I totally agree with that.
Okay then. So
I
for
think we're in
now,
agreement.
you're gonna have to listen to some of the things I say if you want to get out of this town alive.
Well, it can't be any worse than his suggestions.
But you hear the door again to the northeast, all the way down in Hall C, kind of creak open again. It says, "Why is someone calling out for a kid in here?"
Because we're looking for a kid.
Housekeeping.
Well, there isn't a kid here.
Was there a kid here?
There's always kids here. It's a museum. What do you think?
How
about you and I? How about we have a conversation face to face?
Whoever's in the office, whoever's in that room back there, steps out. You hear the door creaking open louder. Although there's no light, and you can see somebody kind of moving forth. Everybody roll a will save.
Oh, goody.
Show him the picture.
Better. That's better.
Oh God! Both Fawn and Helgrid, you don't take this very well. What you look at. Give me 1 second to look at your characters and see how much madness you currently have. Okay, so
I think Karen was the last one to get stuck.
Yeah, thankfully your madness is very low, so it's not giving you any sort of low level madness. It's just I'm keeping track of how much madness you have. from that, you have to start rolling on tables. But
Be warned.
Oh, when I used divine sense, did I get any evil vibes from any of the these people here?
oh, from the people around you, you would have gotten it from the person you already know because you've mentioned it, and you would have gotten it from probably from Carrion as well. Oh
I'm
yeah,
a tiefling.
yeah, he's a tiefling,
So,
so you get a slight sense off of him. Plus, he's also evil. But
he's demonic.
oh no, wait, he's neutral. Never mind, he's not evil. He's neutral.
He's still technically a demon, so I'm, that's just.
Or a devil. I didn't ask him what his parentage was. But yeah, no, nobody else is evil. But you are getting a sense from that whoever's coming towards you now, and in fact, now that you see them, it's again startling. It's a bit startling more towards Fawn and Helgrid than the rest of you. You see what someone that's a creature that stands about the size of a human. There are still shreds of some sort of respectable clothing attached to the body. However, the body is now completely covered in spikes, and it kind of tilts its head, looking at you, peering through the darkness. It's like, visitors to my museum. How lovely.
Yes.
I
walk up
the
to-
boy.
I walk up to him and I show him the picture. Have you seen this kid?
He kind of looks down at the picture, looks back up at you, and seems to be thinking for a moment. I might have seen him the other day. But
You know where he was going?
he kind of looks over towards Clyde for a moment and narrows his eyes. Wait a second. I saw you before. Clyde kind of
yes.
grimaces.
He's under arrest.
Yeah, they just needed me for some kind of report. The creature kind of narrows its eyes, then looks back down at the rest of the group. It's like, well...
Hey, focus, boy. He's more important than the idiot behind us.
The boy didn't try stealing from the museum. This guy did.
Yeah, that's why he's an idiot.
That's why he's under arrest.
That's why he's with us.
And he allowed to get... His actions caused rats to invade my storage room. I still haven't been able to get them out.
You bastard! I look at Clyde.
Naughty.
We already knew that he did something good.
I look at Carrion. Can you slap him for me?
Sure. And I pretend to.
Why don't you, the five of you, act like vermin removal specialists and give this one to me for a bit? He points at Clyde. Then maybe I'll be in a good mood and tell you what happened with that boy.
Before we do,
The boy's
who
fine.
did your piercings?
The boy's fine. He's sleeping.
What piercings?
I don't know.
Toothless, what are you doing?
I'm knocking Clyde the fuck out. I said, he's fine. He's sleeping.
Toothless, you're not tall enough to knock him out. You kind of hit him in the side, and he grunts, and he looks down at you and goes, "Why'd you do that, you stupid little kobold?"
Go down. He will murder us if you don't.
You should have Shoryuken him. Right, uppercut, right in the jaw.
I think we're just all getting off topic here.
I don't think
I like
Clyde
that
unconscious is going to help.
I like that kobold. I think they're going to get along just fine.
You seem like a reasonable individual, yes?
I suppose. But what's this I hear about piercings? What piercings?
I don't see any piercings.
I
That must be
don't
the
know
light.
what my... Yeah, it must be the light. Don't worry about
So
it.
if we help you take care of these rats, and give him to you till we're done, you'll tell us where this boy went?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds reasonable.
All right.
If we gave him to you while we clean out the rats, what are you going to do?
I haven't decided yet.
We need him in one piece and alive.
Yeah, that's
As long as
fine.
he's alive, that's all we care about.
Yeah.
And possibly not badly injured.
Yes, we'll go with that.
All the limbs have to be intact.
Yeah, just as long as he breathes, it's fine. You know.
Same condition you brought him in.
Don't bother.
It's like a rental.
Yes.
Helgrid, do you have anything to add to all this?
She's just scared eyes at the spikes on the guy. He's just completely.
And no hugging.
Don't know. Your mouth's just open.
Okay, so the rest of the party is talking as if there's like nothing weird to see here, and you're just got your mouth open and are staring, and that is awesome.
Well, Seven, he's seen a lot. He's a paladin. He's seen a lot, so this doesn't surprise him at all. So that's why he's just talking to this guy nonchalant. He's obviously not, threatening.
Before we get onto this fight, I will be right back. I have to add beans to the chili. So, like 5-minute break, guys.
All right, I need. Oh, I don't need water.
Oh, you're tucking your tail. Aww.
Do you get beans 2 for 1 at supermarket?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be right back.
Only with the proper ticket.
myself.
Yeah, got a quick cup of tea.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right back as well.
Isn't there beans? Any canned food for kitties? It's not Lyra food. There's Lyra. I want to step on you. Human.
I have returned.
Come back.
So have I.
Make sure I've got the right spices in my chili. One of my favorite things to make. So at least another half hour, possibly as much as an hour left of playtime before I have to call it quits because I've got people coming over for dinner.
Okay.
Fair enough.
It's probably, depending on how long this combat is, probably one combat. Maybe a little bit more.
Combat and maybe a little bit of exploring the police station.
If they're just rats. Shouldn't be a problem. Depends on how the dice feel.
I mean, you have Toothless. He's pro at killing those.
Yeah.
I think Toothless has had all kills except for one up until this point. Like the last blow.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Well, that's why monks are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Monks are
Monks
goddamn
are the
awesome.
best.
Way to Shadow Monk is played. I convinced one of my old DMs to let me wear a sombrero. I was playing in. And convinced him to let me wear a sombrero as a way to Shadow Monk. Bless you.
What are you, a shadow?
So
Monk
with
wearing
the-
a sombrero?
Okay, so I
Yeah.
think we're missing Rick. No, we're six
No,
packs.
I'm here.
We're missing Logan then.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Logan. Okay,
Yeah.
so this this weird individual covered in spikes, but still talking like he is in charge of a museum, has asked you to take care of a problem involving rats in his storage room, supposedly let in by accident by Clyde.
So we have your guarantee. He will come back the same way we left him with you, correct?
Yeah, sure. He
yo,
says, looking over
he
at
can have
Clyde. Clyde kind
he
of
can have a
swallows
future
dramatically.
You got yourself into this mess. Now we had to. You put yourself there, guy.
Keep
We'll
in
be
mind,
back,
if
Clyde.
we need him back in the same condition so we can put him in the deepest, darkest dungeon.
Yes, we need him back.
Clyde kind of folds his arms. I'll remember this. And he kind of he ends up going off with that guy. And so far you don't hear any you don't hear any screaming or anything like that. So you guys continue on towards Hall C, where you kind of get to look around even in the darkness and see that you're looking at artifacts from ancient Zaladin, the country that used to be around here up until about 1,000 years ago when it collapsed. So you see various dragon motifs.
Oh, dragon.
Well, they were known as the Dragon Riders. They used to have dragons that they would ride the backs on and go off to war with the Drow. You guys are making me laugh, but I can't talk. No, I'm just thinking that fates that's the fate of one of the other characters in another game, who has the same name as the character being looked for here. So, but he's much older. Anyway,
It's like
so
out Pulp Fiction, isn't it? Where they go downstairs.
Oh.
I love how it started off as implied and then 7 just went right there.
Come on, let's go kill some.
Anyway, you guys looking around the Zaladian artifacts. You see things like dragon motifs. You can kind of make out a few paintings, although it's kind of all black and white to you, that depict kobolds in armor side by side with humans and elves and even minotaurs. some of them riding on the backs of dragons, fighting against drow, and what looks like armies of the undead. Lots of skeletons.
7, he has his shield out, but his sword is in his shield. So
All
he's
right.
got his shield out just in case something comes up out of nowhere.
Got gun in one hand, knife in the other.
Alright,
Yep,
so
Ben will also try and be sneaky. He doesn't want to draw attention to himself.
Cowering like a little scary cat.
He's taking a note at Toothless's.
We're kind of hoping they go for. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I have nothing against you, caveman or Logan. Kyrian is kind of hoping they go for you guys first.
so
Yeah,
what's your marching order? Put yourselves in marching order, so I can see who's in front and who's in back and who's in the middle.
Which way is the front?
So above is stop, I think, because 7 said he was gonna go first. So.
Yep.
All right.
I'll take a step back. Oh no,
I'll be right there.
I'll be here. It's fine.
Alright, so since we're going off on this side, we'll go like this. Move you guys around like that.
I'm being behind Toothless all the time.
Well, wait until he manages to toss his dart backwards by accident on that one.
And then
Like,
it'll be at that moment I realize DM hates me.
It ricochets off the wall and flies back at him.
Every time you mention
I'm
that,
like-
I can't help but think of Ace Ventura.
I'm in the watering
Yeah.
hole, and he throws a dart, and he's in the museum. It somehow still hits me.
No, that would be if I hated you. But if you're in the same area, then there's like a better chance that it might hit you again. Well, no, not one. But anyway.
I'll step to the
So-
side.
So before he walked off back into his office with Clyde, he unlocked and he shut the door behind him, which is, of course, you guys know is not a good sign.
Oh my.
No, I was talking about in terms of the time dilation problem. That
We know.
he unlocked the storage room for you, and so you guys are still complete without light source, but because all of you can see in the dark.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
somebody can't, I'm an Asimar. I can conjure up light if I want to.
I mean, you can cast light if you want to.
All right.
No, don't. I
wasn't
just
playing.
realized. Don't.
Don't do that.
So you wander in, you see like rows and rows of big shelves with full of various artifacts and all that, like all lining up the row. There seems to be 6 rows altogether, double-sided, full of artifacts, and you can kind of make out a slight skittering somewhere in the room.
Like,
Sounds once again like those rats. Although of course 7 and Frostbeard didn't hear it skittering before, but you do know what they look like.
Are these spider rat face things that we saw earlier?
oh, yeah.
Probably.
I almost ran one over.
Like,
All right. So what do? You are looking at various hallway. Not hallways. Stacks. Let me give you a good description real quick. We'll just use a draw shape and kind of like this. So, whoop, that's not what I meant to paste.
That's a big rat.
so this is in here. Let's get out right now. I don't want to deal with that.
So, oops, you guys are more like down here, and then these things are, yeah. Actually, more like this, with like 5 feet between the various thingamajigs.
Thingamajig.
Thingamajiggerbobbers.
Yeah.
The thingamajig.
Thingamajig-jig-jig. Thingamajigger.
I love you.
I would go if we are IMARU.
So yeah, there's like
I'm keeping an eye out for any motion or anything like that I can see.
Yep.
so basically these things are all the way are almost up to the ceiling. None of you can see over the shelves. Like that's all even. It's all this many rows here. And this is what you see in front of you. You can see down here against the wall, and up here against the wall. That's about it. Looking into the room.
Do I hear anything?
Yeah, you heard that skittering noise. It's coming from somewhere in there, but it's hard to tell where it's coming from.
Oh, don't know where the spider ratty thing is. Anyway.
But would you feel better if I put you into initiative order to see where you guys move?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then I will do that.
That's appropriate. He'd want to stay further back anyways.
All right, 7.
I'm going to creep over. See if I see shelf.
Roll me a perception check. So far, it looks very calm down that way.
Can I ready an action for?
Sure.
No.
All right, so that goes on to the next person. Fun.
Okay. So Juan's gonna go up here and see if you can see anything down this way.
Okay, roll a
Perception.
Yep. You definitely see movement coming down there. It appears to be on one of the shelves. Let's see here. And you can see a rat kind of its little beady eyes staring out at you.
Oh. I still have an action, correct?
Yep.
I'm going to throw a firebolt at it.
Do better this time.
For anything.
By the way, I should put like a door marker there or something like that. What's that? Freehand black. Yeah, there we go. That marks the black marks the wall.
Okay.
So you could have fireballed at it. It squeaks, and you heat up the shelf a bit. It jumps down. It causes the shelf to move slightly, and you hear a weird hissing noise coming from somewhere in that vicinity. Didn't seem to be coming from the rat.
Okay, I'm just gonna back up.
Baby little gnome.
Could I move here?
Yes.
Okay. That's my time.
All right, Toothless, you're up.
I will move over here. Can I see it that jumped down because it's off on runaway?
It's not quite run away yet. It's like basically moving it, so you can kind of see it. Yeah.
I throw dart at it.
Oh, thank God, I'm behind every single wall.
It instantly dies, squeaking.
Yay! I'm gonna hide here.
Roll hide. That's right. You don't have the ability to do a hide check, do you?
Figuratively hide here.
He's trying to hide behind the gnome.
You cower.
Look, I'm as tall as you. I can do that.
Oops. That one. Ugh. I don't know why it's showing those. Hi, Lyra. You basically hear movement between the shells, and you hear this weird sound coming from the ceiling. And the shelf over here rattles. Oh, sorry. The shelf in front of Fawn and Toothless rattles.
Okay. Time to get the hell out of here.
Carry on.
I'm gonna. If I step right here, I can still kind of see down where Fan is, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna point my gun in the room, just wait and hold my actions. If I see any enemies, just shoot at it.
Don't roll a natural, please. If you.
Alright.
And I'll use a bonus action to hide as well.
He'll hit 7 before he hits you.
You hear more scrambling noises.
Nope.
And a bit of squeaking coming down from the aisleway that Toothless had fired. So Toothless and Fawn had fired down, but are no longer looking down. Helgrig, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to move to here,
All right.
and I'm going to look down. Look down here. Look down that bottom one. See if I can see anything.
All right. That would be a perception check. Oh yeah, you definitely see the rat spider that's kind of rooting around some of the stuff down here.
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
It squeals and immediately dies from the assault.
Oh dear God.
That's me.
Okay, that one's dead. Another one.
Do you not like warlocks?
Oh, I love warlocks.
Yeah.
Fucking love
That
these
one's
Eldritch
dead.
Blasts,
7, up to you.
I'm gonna go here. Check.
Perception? Oh yeah. You can see that there's a rat hanging out there. Its beady little eyes gazing at you through the darkness.
Oh, before I draw my sword, shoot it.
Fire off your gun. Immediately killing that one. Its body kind of makes a flip and lands over there.
I like spin the gun like.
Oh wait, sorry. That was with advantage. It's not quite dead. It looks very badly hurt though.
Well, no. The 18 was.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then I'm looking at the damage, and then I realize, oh
Yeah.
wait, it's not dead yet. It's still alive, but it looks very badly hurt, as if it's about to be dead. Fun. You just heard a gunshot go off on the other side of the aisle.
Okay, well, that can only mean that there's something either somewhere on the other side of the aisle or on the further end of the other side of the aisle. So, I'm gonna go up here and clearly noticed the.
And you nearly step on a rat. Yeah.
Oh, there's a rat right there. Oh no,
Yep.
rat. Okay.
It squeaks and squeals around your feet.
Oh, there's a new rat.
Well, this wasn't part of the plan, but okay.
Kick it.
I will stab the.
On your face.
Rat that's at my feet then.
Okay. And you kill it.
This dagger, man. And I was planning to run away after this, but
And now
that's
he's
not
dead.
an option.
Toothless.
I'm gonna gently walk over and I guess I'm gonna stab it. Sure.
And that's that works.
Oh, hi, Toothless.
He stabs it. And what do you do next, Toothless?
I'm gonna walk over here unless I step on something.
Nope.
And
Unfortunately, that leaves only Fawn there when something comes down from the ceiling. Fawn, roll a will save.
Really?
yeah, walked out of danger.
Oh, come on!
Wait. Did you say wisdom or dex? I thought I heard dex.
Nope, we'll say first because it's the first time ever seeing this. Because of that, he is frozen in place as a pure, a creature that has the vague shape of a human, but completely white, like whiter than any white person you've ever seen before in your life. Completely hairless, eyeless, noseless, earless, with just basically a mouth in the middle of its face. The mouth is full of like there's some sharp teeth in there like a lamprey's maw as it lands on Fawn, who is frozen in place by the sudden sight of this creature above him.
Not having a
Is
great
it,
time.
is it still my turn?
And Toothless. I have to attack with it first. Toothless, since you're in range of seeing it, you have to roll a will save as well.
Yay.
As this thing drops down, probably to kill another Fawn.
Please, I've already lost one
Okay.
Fawn. I don't want to leave another.
You're not a fan of it?
Is it
What?
still my
Well.
turn? Because I can walk up. Is it still my turn? Because then I can hit it.
Nope, it is not your. It is not your turn. You finished your turn. That's this thing's turn now.
Oof.
It just basically bites down on you, Fawn, as it clings to you.
Oh. What's it?
Toothless, yeah, you see it. You're thankfully still in charge of your own mind.
Ow.
Carry on. But of course, everybody could probably hear Fawn screaming at this point.
Run over here.
Carry on. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
You got a girlfriend.
Yeah, you're fine.
Can I? Is it like human size or is it like?
It's
like
human sized.
All right, I'm going to stab it. Pull out my butterfly knife and stab it.
Don't you dare roll a. Not. Okay, good.
And since it's technically engaged with him,
Yep.
another 1 point of damage.
Helgrig.
Okay, I'm going to move to there. We'll have to
Roll a
make
will
space.
save. Yep. Roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Fawn made a friend.
Oh!
I've got +5. And I killed a 1.
Which means you've taken on a mild madness. Let's see what sort of madness you get. Roll a 1d100 and then roll a 1d10.
It's madness.
Short-term madness for you.
This is Sparta.
Alright, you are currently frightened This thing, it basically inspires intense terror in you for the next 7 minutes.
Do I run? I guess I run, wouldn't I?
Yep.
Okay,
You see it, and you have to run away.
come on back. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, she's useful.
Yeah, so much for these nibs, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they're doing better than you so far.
So,
Hey, that one just ran away.
7, your
They don't
turn.
have a monster on their face.
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the...
The thing to do and run away.
Just run. Just run.
No, he's okay.
Alright, yeah, I fucking hear it, book it down there, pull out my long sword.
True one. Come on.
Please don't.
Kill Fawn. Kill Fire. Kill
damage.
Fawn.
Alright.
How does Fawn die? Friendly fire.
That'll be a new one at least. I won't die from a monster or a trap. I'll die
Oh, he was
from
killed by a paladin. Just killed by a paladin.
A paladin gnome.
Fun. Roll another wisdom saving throw for me, please.
There you go.
Alright, so you basically snap yourself out of it, and you, because of the pain and damage and everything like that, and you can now roll an athletics check to see if you can toss it off and therefore get away from it.
Oh, I can't toss it off. There's no way.
Nat 20, you can always potentially make a nat 20.
Yeah, 120 is decent.
So you managed to toss it off of yourself, and let's see where it lands.
Wow.
Oh, that nat 20.
Carry on, roll.
Marion, you were saying something?
Hold off of me. What do I need to make?
Potato with the
Roll a dex save, please.
Oh, I'm good at that.
You managed to have it not land have it land basically at your feet. Vaughn, because it is technically prone, you can run away without it making a reaction against you.
No, screw this thing. Can I still stab it?
You can. You used your action to push it off. You can still move.
Okay, well. There we go.
So my Vaughn is no longer in the process of dying. Okay, good. Toothless.
Toothless is gonna roll his shoulder, run up to it, and he's gonna go ham. Because back tactics, because I have advantage, and I'm gonna use Fury
He's
of
also prone
Blows.
too.
Yeah, I'm going ham.
Go
Oh
ahead,
goodness.
Yep, 9. Ooh, nice. Ooh, 12.
I think it's dead.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It might be now.
Well then.
Oh no, it's not. These things are really tough.
Or you had to stay down. He might think you're dead. Toothless was based on movement.
Yes, actually, because it was just being attacked by Toothless, it rakes out at him with its claws, attempting to grab onto him. So, ooh, I think that actually misses him.
No, I'm too small for you, dude.
Carry on. It's still occupying your space.
I shift out of it, so I'm still within range of its melee. Like
Yep.
just one square over. Alright. I'll stab it. And sneak attack.
Ooh, nice.
And bonus action, I'm going to disengage.
Helgrid, you don't currently see it, so you no longer have to flee, but...
It's around the corner. Want to have fun?
Did you see it? Did you see it?
Oh yes, the kobold's killing it.
Have I got stuff to make another save?
You can try to make a will save to overcome your fear. Yes.
It's being attacked by the.
Nope, you're still terrified of it. It's gonna haunt your nightmares.
I'm gonna run back and hide in the corner then, shaking. Help!
Perfect.
Help!
7. What do you do?
I'm trying to figure out if there's get to without, because I don't think I'd get disadvantage if I tried attacking it right here. Correct.
No, because because it's not like you're facing a tight doorway where that would be giving you disadvantage. No, you're there's enough space between you and the stacks of stuff that you can still reach it at normal.
All right.
I only employ that even though it looks the same on a flat 3D a flat 2D surface like this when I know that the doorway or the area is very pinched. No, this is everything's even and parallel to each other, so there's enough room.
So the pack tactics only applies.
Only applies to the toothless. Sorry,
Yeah.
you miss
Come
it. Fun.
Okay, well, I want
You're
some revenge.
You're still
And I'm
bleeding
gonna
from along your shoulder. There's blood like matting your clothing.
That's fine.
You got red
Pain is- I'm going to try and kill it with a firebolt.
Kill the fire. With fire.
It's still up and running. It's still up and alive, but it's badly hurt. You can even see singes and smell this horrible cooked meat smell.
So I just realized I didn't roll for my HP. Like,
Toothless.
because of the level 2. I
Yeah.
didn't actually roll for that.
I'm still level 1.
So I still have my level 1 health.
Stabby, stabby.
I'll do that at the end.
Alright.
Fucking-
And Toothless does it again! He smacks it so hard that it crumbles up and just goes flat, kicking into one of the tables, one of the stacks, which then causes an object to tilt out onto the floor and just kind of land there. It sounded like something, the size and shape of an iPad, but made of stone.
I want it.
First off, let me give you guys experience points, and I'll describe what you find.
Yeah, I'll level up.
There's a good chance you guys are going to be at least level 2, if not level 3 at this point.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Me and Logan are first level.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I imagine you guys will at least get to level 2 at this point. Let me
Probably.
see how many experience points you get.
What's level 3? 6?
300.
900? Yeah, we're ways off.
Yeah, a ways
900, yeah. Or 498, so.
Oh, I thought we're 5.
Oh no, you're not going to be. You're probably not going to be level 2 quite yet. I calculated that, and there's 5 of you in this party. It's 160 XP.
Still
Halfway there for you guys.
So we're at 680.
658.
Yeah.
So I have 658. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I got.
I have 683.
Yeah, I had 683 as well.
Oh, I guess because I've been with you guys the entire fucking time. I think.
Yeah, maybe because you were like stunned at some point, but I'm not sure. Probably not.
All right, so let's see. Roll a 1d7.
Do it, Toothless. I trust you.
Sure.
You failed us.
You find some kind of tablet just kind of sitting there on the ground. And you look at it, and it's got the letter E on one side. And let me read it off to Toothless. Toothless now has it in his possession. You can read it off. And there's writings on the other side in common. It's now in your inventory.
Should we go get Clyde?
Oh, fuck that guy.
I'm gonna start walking back.
Are we done? I don't think we're done yet.
I don't hear anything else in there. Do you guys?
Yeah, are we done here?
Ooh, that's interesting.
What do you think, Toothless?
I'll give it to our metaphorical leader, Carry On.
Alright, so I will then present this to Kyrion so he can read it out loud.
I'm gonna make sure that.
Alright, it's now under journals and handouts.
We're done here then.
Oh, that's interesting.
What is it, Carry On?
I knew her when she was mortal. She was condemned because of her necromancy. But she used it to save those around her, to make the dead fight in place of the living. This saved lives, even if the enemy did the same. Those drow.
Interesting.
Also, Mr. Paladin, could you possibly heal me?
I can give you a little bit. I give him the last point of health that I have.
Don't you also have like the Azamar healing thing?
Oh, that's right. Yep. I give him 2 points of health.
Yay.
Like, 2 is better than 1.
Bond didn't die!
Yep.
First.
That's why you always bring a monk with you. Monks are awesome.
Nice.
I'm all out of awesome points. So,
Awesome.
Awesome point.
I'm assuming that I don't hear any more rats in there, right?
Nope, no more rats.
I'm gonna go knock on the door that we saw the manager.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna
once
head
we
back
have
out.
quick poke around here to see if we can find anything of
Alright.
interest.
I'm still shaking.
Roll a dice.
Has it gone? Has it gone?
Perception?
Has it gone?
Yeah, perception. Or investigation, sorry, investigation.
I'll stay close to Fawn to make sure he doesn't die.
There you go. That's investigation then.
Oh. You look around, you see various artifacts that have just been, placed here and there. And then you come across this one, it looks like it was supposed to be a display, but it looks mostly empty, with the exception of a little bracelet.
Huh. Okay, I think I'll keep that.
You're fine.
Is necromancy frowned upon in this country?
In Imlarn, no.
Maybe in the past.
Back in ancient Daladin, roll a history check for you guys.
Okay.
All right, we got no more than 15 minutes. The people coming to dinner are going to be here in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, it seems like an okay stopping point.
Yeah, everybody can roll a history check on this.
Oh, okay.
Let's go get the idiot.
Yeah, let's get the idiot first, but then we'll call it.
Yeah, Toothless wouldn't know, so he's not gonna roll.
All right, fine. You remember from sitting back in history class, hearing about how necromancers 2,000 years ago were flooding into Emlarin from the country of Zaladin in the south, which this area is now, because Zaladin had basically banned it, made it a capital crime to practice it within their borders. After they started having battles with the Drow, and the Drow kept using it and corrupting, and apparently using necromancers as agents in the above world to do stuff. So you basically know that in Zaladin it was a capital crime, and but it helped them make Imlarian a better, good place because necromancers actually helped out with the newer vampire population and everything like that,
Okay.
using some of their powers to help out with the undead vampires.
I assume that's where he is.
Alright, so you're knocking on the door. The spiny guy pokes his head out. You still see Clyde. He's just kind of like, sitting in a chair, not doing anything. He seems human because he can't really see anything, so he's kind of stuck.
I look at Carrie and I'm like, hey, do I sneak up on him, scare the shit out of him?
Oh, I'd love to.
He's human, so he can't see.
I go shh to the spiny guy. I'm gonna try to sneak up on Clyde.
Roll stealth.
Yep. There it is. Not the greatest. But can't really see too well in the dark.
Yeah.
Alright, he's got disadvantage on perception. Let me check. Let me roll my toggle things. Advantage toggle. There we go. Disadvantage perception. Where's his perception? There it is. He basically looks up as you come in, and looks over and says, "Hey, did you guys get rid of those rat things yet?"
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Did you enjoy your time with our host?
He kind of frowns, but not doesn't look like anything bad happened to him since he's not like he's just frowning at you. He's not like screaming or he doesn't look bloody or anything like that.
See, I thought you'd be fine.
The bad touch.
Shut up, gnome.
You remember it all in therapy. As for we all.
I've got vampire relatives. It really doesn't scare me.
I have angel relatives. So shut the hell up.
I'm not saying this is anything scary. This shit is just fucked up.
My vote is on scary.
Oh, it's just fucked up.
Very scary.
Anyways, I go to the guy in charge. I'm like, hey, took care of your rat problem. Now, can you tell us where the boy went?
Well, the guy says, patting at his own spines. I believe that a few days ago, a young boy during normal school hours came in here and kind of messed around with the sarcophagus. Well, at least that's what the guard said. Really, the kid somehow got startled and cut his hand on something and got blood all over it.
Oh.
That's
Go on.
And what day was that exactly?
Oh, it was the 25th, of course.
Uh-huh.
Not long before sundown. Right as school was starting. So we got shipped off to the school, I take it.
Yeah, good.
Oh, I guess we know where we're
So
going next.
cool. Go.
So here's what I think. Based on the name that I saw, kid affiliated with, I think he cut himself. That's what triggered the.
Yep, that's what I'm gathering as well.
Wait, you said the kid's last name was like the second name, right?
Third name.
Oh, third name.
The T name I can name now.
Nightstorm. No, Clyde's relatives are the T name. He mentioned that, but he says that Clyde says that he's an Ezek, but that other family members are his father and like older brother are Surias. It just happens to be that that his parents agreed, like they're both like higher level nobles, so they made an agreement about like how many kids and which ones would have which name.
Alright.
He on the
Dad
family
doesn't
line.
love him enough. His dad doesn't love him enough.
Well, he's the third.
Oh.
He's the third son, and they only wanted 2 sons and 2 daughters. So.
See?
Yep.
He's
But
not
don't worry,
loved.
Clyde. I love you.
Anything to add, Helgrig?
I assume we should go to the school straight away and see if we
Yeah.
can find him.
Shouldn't we like go take a nap somewhere?
You
Yeah,
really get
right.
tired out at their fights, don't you?
Nap in this place? You must be mental.
No, not this place. Like a safe place.
Well,
Is the
plus
watering
your
hole
friend
between
over
here and the
there.
school?
No, the school's directly north of the museum. The watering hole is west and is south and west and north. Sorry, south and west again.
I show these guys the maps that I have. I have a map.
We're actually west and south from here.
Well, perhaps we can find someplace safer on the way there if we really need to.
I look at the guy in charge. And is there a chance we can rest here for a while?
Well, I suppose you can use the second office. Nobody's in there anymore.
All right, thanks, guy. Appreciate it. Thanks for the information, by the way.
Cool.
Thank you
Yeah.
for your hospitality. Gives
He
my-
kind of waves you off and, basically ushers you out of his office and closes the door.
All right, well, let's go to the office and take some and
Fanny's a
friend
short
over
rest
there.
for his health.
I play it
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, I play it fun. Your friend over there looks like he could use a nice.
And this is where you guys wish to stop then?
I think that's good.
Yeah,
Alright.
probably for the best.
So we'll meet again in 2 weeks to figure out what happens next with these guys.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a short rest, so I get to.
We can roll hit
Heal
die.
yourself, fan.
Yeah.
Good job.
For
Want
fun.
to use another one?
Well, he survived that encounter, and that surprised me. So
That's a first for a Windstar.
he's not a Windstar. He's just fun. The other guy, the Adler's a Windstar.
Oh, okay.
This guy's